Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, Sammy and I are going to be showing you all of my different concealers that I have in my cruelty-free makeup collection. So I hope that you guys are enjoying the cruelty-free makeup collection series. I just feel like it's a fun way for me to sit down and talk about makeup products with y'all because I know that I tend to do a lot of makeup tutorials on my channel. So yeah. So I hope that y'all have fun watching this video, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so in my collection, I pretty much have a good variety in terms of high-end and drugstore concealers. So just to give you a little bit of information about what I tend to look for in a concealer, I tend to get a little bit crepey and dry underneath my eyes, and that's just because I get dry patches over my skin. I do have combination skin, so I look for something that's not too drying. I tend to like a doe foot applicator just because it makes the application a lot easier, and I also look for something that is more opaque because I do suffer from really dark circles underneath my eyes, and I also have veins on my eyelids. So I use my concealers for, what am I trying to say? For my eyeshadow primer, and over top of my concealer, I tend to put translucent powder. So I also look for a concealer that is going to work well with translucent powders. So all of the concealers that I'm going to be showing you today are definitely my top favorite concealers of all time. I do have some favorites that are within my own collection. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy watching all of my concealers. So the first one that I have is the Wet n Wild Coverall concealer. This is what the packaging looks like. I tried this concealer a while back, and whenever I first purchased it, I was using it on a pretty consistent basis. The one thing I will say about this concealer is that it tends to be a little more on the tacky side. So you really need to make sure that you go in with a good amount of translucent powder just to really set that, especially if you tend to crease more underneath your eyes, and then as well as on your eyelids if you do use your concealer for your eyeshadow primer as well. I feel like for some reason the camera is picking up something dark right here. I don't have any makeup on it except for mascara, so I think it might have transferred down a little bit. So I apologize if my eyes look all weird. But anyways, really make sure that you apply a good amount of translucent powder to your eyelids if you do use this for your eyelid primer, just because it'll make it to where whenever you go in with your eyeshadows, it's going to blend a lot easier. Whereas if you leave it tacky, it's going to look a little more streaky and you're going to end up doing a lot more work. But this is what the applicator looks like. It's just a normal doe foot applicator. Another thing about this one is that it's a little difficult to get a good amount of product on the doe foot. I'm not exactly sure if it's the shape of the tube or if it's the doe foot, it's the combination, I don't know, but you really have to kind of dig at the sides to get a good amount of product. But I really do like this, especially for the price point. All right, so a high-end concealer is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. This is what the packaging looks like. It's really nice. This was my ride or die during the winter months, especially because this is super hydrating for underneath the eyes. It's lightweight, it doesn't feel heavy, and I really love the formula of this for whenever I'm feeling more dry. It's just, like I said, super moisturizing. As you guys can see, I really did use a ton of this. I have a little bit left, but I haven't been using it recently because it is a much lighter shade than I am right now. And the shade Fair Neutral tends to be pretty highlighting and even more on the white side. So I typically use this one whenever I'm a lot more fair, but I like the applicator for this one. It's super cool because it's really bendy. It's not a doe foot applicator, but it is a wand applicator, and then it has like the normal felt tip. So I like it because it's bendy, and whenever you apply it, it just applies really smoothly. This one, I feel like you still need to apply translucent powder underneath the eyes if you tend to get more crepey, but I love it. It's high end. This actually did last me quite a while for the price, so just keep that in mind. It's pretty opaque, which is shocking because it is a weightless concealer. It doesn't feel like you have a whole lot on your eyes. Sorry, he's like digging at me right now. But it feels really, really nice, and it really does feel weightless, but it is very opaque, which I appreciate. What are you doing, buddy? He's like literally the most malcontent puppy I think I've ever met in my life. When he tries to go to sleep with me on the couch, he gets up like 15 different times. But look how big he's gotten. Like, he is so big now. I can't stand it. I want him to stay itty bitty forever. But he's a lot smaller than his brother and sister, who are 60 pounds. So I would show you guys Chalupa Batman and Duchess a lot more. But since I film sitting, it's kind of hard to like lift up 60 pounds of dog. So you guys are just gonna be stuck with Sammy. All right, moving on. Another concealer that I actually found this year. This is the Flower Beauty Concealer. This is what the packaging looks like. I love this concealer a lot, especially for the price point. It has this kind of like old school applicator. It's like a little brush, and then you twist this up to get product into the tube. I will say that I like this a lot. However, I wish there was more product in here because I do tend to go through this pretty quickly. And whenever you purchase it originally, instead of it being all the way down here, it's like further up. So, sorry. That was a weird noise. Hold on. Sorry, all of my other animals were outside or not outside, but outside of the beauty room, and my husband's at work right now. So one of them came up against the door, and it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. But I just opened up the door so they could all come in here and meander. But anyways, this concealer, I really like it. Sometimes the application is just a little bit frustrating because, what am I trying to say? It's like difficult with this actual applicator to really get the under eyes super well. I feel like the dofa just puts more product onto your under eye, whereas this one, I feel like you just end up using a lot more product. So I don't really know how to explain it other than that, but it's good. I really like it. The price point is nice, and it's opaque. I will say that this one tends to crease a tiny little bit on the actual eyelids. So I like to use this underneath the eyes, but whenever I am wearing makeup for a longer period of time, I will go in with a different concealer to prime my eyes. Another high-end concealer is the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. This is what the packaging looks like. It's a really nice packaging. I love the shiny black with the gold detailing. I think it's really sleek and beautiful. Don't mind my nails. I'm getting them done tomorrow. But yeah, I really do like this concealer. I definitely will say that this one is more along the lines of the Wet n Wild concealer in terms of its tackiness. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you go in with a good amount of translucent powder, especially on your eyelids. But I like this. It's good, but I don't think that I'll be purchasing this one again just because the price point. You know, my drugstore concealers I like a lot more than this one. It's not bad, and I know that a lot of people really love this concealer, but it's just not my favorite within my own collection. So I probably won't be repurchasing this just because it does have such a high tackiness to it, and it's hard to really get that away. And for me, I tend to have more oily eyelids, so that is going to translate into creping on my eyelids. So I won't be repurchasing that most likely, but I do like it while I have it. So the next one is the NYX HD Concealer. I love this concealer, you guys. I know that Amanda NSYNC compared this to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I don't own that, especially now since NARS decided to be a traitor and start selling in China. But anyways, this is really great because it is opaque, it is really blendable, and it breathes really well. So whenever I apply this, it doesn't feel like I have concealer underneath my eyes. It doesn't weigh it down. It doesn't make it feel heavy. It's nice and lightweight. It does not crease on me ever. Like, I don't even have to put that much translucent powder over this, and it is absolutely amazing. By the way, this is what the packaging looks like. I just realized that. So it's a nice amount, and again, the price point is right. I really enjoy the color range of the HD concealer. Right now I'm using the shade beige, which is kind of like my light to tan, but then I also have 2 other colors that I will mix together or wear on their own. So yeah, I really like this concealer a lot. I don't have anything bad to say about it really. So this is a really good one. If you haven't purchased that already, I really, really recommend it. All right, my new obsession with concealers is the e.l.f. HD concealer. I have the shade Fair. My only complaint about this, and it's not necessarily for myself because I have found my shade, obviously, in Fair, but they don't have a great range of colors, and that's really frustrating for a lot of people, and I'm frustrated for you if you don't have your color in e.l.f. concealer, because it is so good. Like, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, you make such an amazing product, why wouldn't you want everyone to be able to enjoy it? So I like this concealer a lot. I will say the other very small thing, it's not that big of a deal, but I feel like I have to kind of dig back into the tube just to get more product out. It is super opaque, but I tend to like go super heavy handed on my concealer, and then I like to blend it out with a damp beauty sponge, which typically picks up any excess, and that's just really to cover up my dark circles and my red purple veins. But yeah, I love this stuff a lot. Again, the price point is $3. Like, you can't go wrong with this at all. It is absolutely amazing, and there are times where I haven't worn this with any translucent powder actually, and it hasn't creased on me. So I love that a lot, and I'm obsessed with it recently. I've been using it so much in my videos. So, all-time favorite concealer ever, which I know I'm on the bandwagon. Everyone else is obsessed with this concealer too. I keep wanting to say foundation, but this is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. If you have not tried this, if you do not have it in your collection right now, go treat yourself. Seriously, go and get some of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. You guys will not be disappointed at all. Best concealer I've ever tried in my entire life, and I know that so many beauty gurus say the same exact thing. It's opaque. The doe foot is amazing. You don't have to keep dipping back into the product. Like, you take one swipe out, and I'll show you guys. The doe foot is like huge on this baby, but that's how big it is. So you literally just take it out one time, and that will cover underneath your eye and your eyelid and a little bit on the other eye. It is absolutely amazing. I've had this for a while. I use it all the time, and I still haven't run out. I'm slowly starting to get there, but I'll definitely be repurchasing this until the end of time. I love this concealer so much, you guys. I have nothing bad to say about it. You can wear it with translucent powder, without translucent powder. Some people will even use it to contour and highlight. Like right here, they'll contour, and then they'll even shade a little bit under here. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing. That's all I have to say about it. Not even a single bad thing. The packaging is obviously super dope because it's Tarte, and they kill the packaging game every single time. But yeah, so that concludes my makeup collection in regards to my concealers. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know that you are having fun with this series. Let me know what concealers you have in your collection. I would love to find out what your top favorites are, especially if they're different from mine, because I want to try some more. I want to branch out, try some different things. So let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel if you are interested in seeing more of my content and staying up to date as I post more videos. I will see you guys soon. Bye.